Good morning everyone. So today's lesson is continuing our rounding knowledge. So I am learning to round. Hopefully by the end of today we will be able to round to the nearest whole number. We will be able to state which number is closer on a number line, and we will be able to state the two whole numbers that a decimal number is between. So let's have a look at this number line. So whole numbers are just numbers that don't have any decimals after them. So for example, 6 and 7 are whole numbers. 6.5 is a number with a decimal. So if we had this number line, 6 at one end, 7 at the other, 6.5 would be right in the middle between the two numbers. If we wanted to work out where 6.3 was on the number line, 6.3 comes before 6.5. So it would roughly be about here on the number line. So is 6.3 closer to 6 or is it closer to 7? As we can see, it is closer to 6. So if we were rounding 6.3 to the nearest whole number, it would be closer to the 6. Let's have a look at another example. So this number line, I've got 40 and then 41, so those are my whole numbers. In the middle, 40.5 would be. If I was looking to find out where 40.7 would go, to find out if it's closer to 40 or 41, it would come after 40.5 and it would roughly be here on the number line, roughly. So we can see there it is much closer to 41 than it is to 40. So if we were rounding 40.7 to the nearest whole number, we would round it to 41. When we are rounding numbers to the nearest whole number, we look at the first digit that comes after the decimal point. If that number is a 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9, we round up to the next whole number. And if it is 0, 1, 2, 3 or 4, we leave the whole number before the decimal point as it is. Let's have a little look at an example. So for A, we have 6.2. So you have to work out, is it closer to 6 or is it closer to 7? So we look at the 2 and we see that we are going to leave the whole number before the decimal point as it is. So that answer would be 6. Pause the video here and see if you can work through the rest of these examples. It does get a little bit tricky as we get down the list, but remember you're only looking at the first digit after the decimal. Even if there's more than one number, only look at that first number. We'll get we'll get the answers in a little second. Okie dokie, so for A, I gave you that answer, the answer is 6. For B, the 9 means that we round up to the next whole number. So 5.9 is closer to 6 than it is to 5, so the answer is 6 again. For C, the answer is 14. For D, the answer is 5. For E, the answer is 81. For F, the answer is 5. For G, the answer is 3. We round it just down, so we just take away that decimal number. For H, the answer is 18. Be careful on that one, because even though there are two numbers after the decimal point, we're looking at that 8 only. For I, again, there are two numbers after the decimal point, but we're only looking at the first number after the decimal, which is 0, which means we round down. So the answer for I is 6. And then similar on the last one for J, the answer is 200. We're just looking at the 2. We're ignoring the 8. Hopefully you got those correct. If not, have another wee look. Take your time, no rush. Let's have a look at the next example. So for this activity, for each number, state the two whole numbers that the given number is between and which one it is closer to. So for example, if it was 8.1, it is between 1 and 2, but it is closer to 2. So we have got some examples for us to work through here. So 3.4 is the first one, so you've got to tell me which two whole numbers it is between and then tell me which one it is closer to. So write just a short sentence for each one. Pause the video here and we'll get the answers in a wee second. Okay, so let's have a look at what whole numbers these numbers are between. So for A it is between 3 and 4, for B it's between 8 and 9, for C it's between 2 and 3, for D it's between 6 and 7, for E it's between 0 and 1, for F it's between 15 and 16, and for G it's between 33 and 34, and for H at the bottom there it's between 69 and 70. Then we had to decide which one it was closer to by using our rounding knowledge. So for A it's closer to 3, B is closer to 9, C closer to 3, D closer to 6, E closer to 1, F closer to 16, G closer to 34, and the last one, H, closer to 70. Hopefully you got all of those correct. Well done if you did. If not, have another wee look. You can send me a message if you're struggling to work this out. That's not a problem. Last activity, we are going to link our knowledge to money. This time I would like you to round these amounts to the nearest full pound. So we're still using our knowledge of looking at the first number after the decimal point, and we're rounding to the nearest full pound. So here are the examples here. Again, just pause the video, work through this. Remember, we're only looking at the first digit after the decimal point. We'll get the answers in a little moment, guys. Fab, the answers are on the screen just now. So we had 6, 9, 4, 6, 15, 17, 19, 18, 0, 1, 1, and the last one was 106. Well done if you managed to get all of those correct. Hopefully you've been able to work through rounding to the nearest whole number using our knowledge of decimals and using the first number to round everything. Well done. I will speak to you all later, guys.